For many Canadians, the word sorry tends to roll off our tongues easily. We say it when we make small errors, like unintentionally interrupting someone. We're even known to say sorry when someone else makes a mistake. Offering a quick apology for a small error is an appropriate response. However, a larger conflict where the other party is hurt and our relationship with them is threatened requires a more thoughtful apology. Good apologies are powerful. A good apology invites the wounded party to explore the possibility of healing, which is the first step to repairing and potentially strengthening our relationship with them. When we apologize, we grow in maturity by critically reflecting on our actions, validating other perspectives, and exercising humility. Our goal in creating this presentation is to provide tips for making good apologies. We hope you find the information in this video helpful. A good apology has 4 key components. Number 1, the words, "I'm sorry." Number 2, a statement that captures exactly what we're apologizing for. Number 3, an expression of empathy for the negative impact of our actions. And number 4, a promise to correct our mistakes or avoid making them again. Here is an example of a good apology, which includes these 4 components. I'm sorry. I didn't finish my part of the group project by the due date. It must have been stressful and frustrating when I didn't complete my section on time and send it to you. I will speak with the instructor to let her know the project was incomplete because of me. You shouldn't be docked marks for my mistake. An important note here is that the words, "I'm sorry," are critical because they encompass compassion for the hurt party, whereas phrases such as, "I regret," do not. While there are good apologies, there are also bad apologies. Here are a few mistakes to avoid when apologizing. Try not to use the word "but" while apologizing. When we include a "but" in an apology, it's usually followed by a criticism or an excuse, which counteracts the apology. If we use a "but" while saying sorry, it has the same effect as an eraser. It erases everything we said before it. Don't use the word "if" while apologizing. When we include an "if" in an apology, we're not being fully accountable for our actions. Specifically, we acknowledge that it's possible we've done something wrong, when we should acknowledge that we have actually done something wrong. It's also best to refrain from using other words that prevent us from taking full accountability for our actions, such as probably and maybe. For example, we suggest saying, "I shouldn't have done that," instead of, "I probably shouldn't have done that." Similarly, avoid apologizing for the way another person feels. Simply expressing sympathy for the wounded party's emotional response is not an apology. Therefore, for instance, we recommend saying, "I'm sorry I made a disrespectful and rude joke," rather than saying, "I'm sorry you were offended by my joke." Next, don't blame the other person. Most conflicts are grey rather than black and white. In other words, both parties likely made mistakes and could have done things better. However, genuine apologies do not place blame on the other person or expect an apology in return. According to Harriet Lerner, a clinical psychologist and academic, it can be helpful to simply say, "I'm sorry for my part in this." Try not to over-explain or become defensive. When we over-explain our actions or defend our intent, we risk pushing the wounded party away instead of creating a vulnerable connection with them. It's particularly risky when we say things like, "You took it the wrong way," or "It was a joke," because those statements deflect blame and place it on the other person. In short, they're a form of victim blaming. Avoid letting our guilt overshadow our apologies. Sometimes we feel really guilty for our actions. While apologizing, we should avoid allowing our guilt to dominate the conversation. We don't want the focus of the conversation to significantly shift from the apology to our need to be reassured or consoled. Finally, don't expect to be forgiven immediately. In some cases, the hurt party is unable to offer forgiveness. In other cases, it takes time for them to process their feelings and forgive. it's important to give the person time and space to heal and avoid pressuring them to forgive us. In this video, we have discussed the difference between the short apologies we can make for small errors and the good apologies we should offer for large errors. We also provided a framework for offering good apologies and provided an example of a good apology. Last, we discussed some mistakes we should avoid when apologizing. Thank you for watching this video about making good apologies, and we hope you found the tips discussed in this video to be helpful. For more information and resources, please visit ucalgary.ca/conduct.